He's watching us.
He was on his brakes going after that guy.
You want to jump out while I'm turning?
These guys are really doing something, huh? Look at that, and that's Stewart's trainee.
How you doing, Daniel?
Why are you pulling the passengers out? What did they do? Why do they have to get out of the car?
Don't assume the driver did anything. He didn't do anything either.
Did they commit a crime? Why are you detaining them? Why are you putting them in the back seat? This is what the LA sheriffs do all night. Harass people, pull them out of their car, detain them, and try to search their car and find something to arrest them for.
We just assume that everybody's innocent except for the Los Angeles sheriff deputies. Because we know for a fact these motherfuckers are guilty.
You didn't even do anything wrong, huh? Just get pulled over and get yanked out of the car and get detained for no reason.
They're like, what the f? Who is that? What is this?
Don't trust anything for them. I've seen you guys driving up and down the street just looking for anybody to pull over. You guys were desperate. What you guys do all night, just look for somebody to pull them over, to profile them, to take them out of the car, search them, put them in the back seat of the car. He's not your friend, ma'am. He's just fishing. I wouldn't answer any of his questions. They're acting like your friend now until they search your car and try and find something in there to arrest you for. They're not your friend, trust me.
Even though police or sheriffs might not be used to somebody speaking the truth to them while they're working, Jodie's harmless and she does have free speech, so she's well within her rights to say what she's saying. Even if these sheriffs aren't used to it, and even if they can't handle it and respond responsibly to it. Pressure's on. If these cops come up with nothing in this stop, I'm gonna say they do 90% of the time. Like they don't find any contraband, nobody doing nothing illegal. Okay, there's no front plate on the truck, but the sheriff is probably not smart enough to figure that out on their own.
Did he give you consent to go in his pockets? You're only allowed to pat him down for weapons. What are you doing? I'm not talking to you.
I'm talking to you.
I don't care. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Don't talk to me.
Shh. We'll talk to you after.
I don't need to talk to you. I can say whatever I want. First Amendment right. I can say whatever the f I want to say. I can say whatever the f I want to say. Do your job. Stand there and do your job.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're delaying these.
I'm not delaying you. You need to go back to training.
Okay.
Do your job.
We'll do that.
Turn around and do your job. Do your fishing. Try to pretend you're their friend when you're going to try to find something in their car to arrest all these people for. You're a piece of...
Talk to you after.
I don't need to talk to you. I already know all about the Los Angeles Sheriff Department. You are a piece of... And you're pretending to be their friend while you brought an extra car to detain all these people in the back seat for no fucking reason.
Uh-oh. So that was Deputy Stewart having an argument with Jodie Cat Media.
Are you allowed to pat her down without a female, or are you going to all rope on her?
I'm not exactly sure why Deputy Stewart said that she was interfering, because, I mean, all she's doing is talking. That is free speech, right? I mean, that's what speech is about. It's about talking. That means you're allowed to say what you want. So, I don't know how she was interfering, really. Okay, so they're checking the VIN number. I didn't notice if there was a back license plate, but I did notice there's not a front. The car is legal. Identifying number on it. This car's legit. Now, as far as Deputy Stewart goes, I would like to say he's a good friend of mine, okay, as far as cops go. But can I defend him in an argument with Jodie Cat? I can't. I don't know that his position is even defendable at all. He was there when Christopher Bailey was nearly murdered. You know, he's not the one that came forward and defended Christopher Bailey. That was Laura Shark and myself. If it was up to Deputy Stewart, the truth will never come out. Do they have any probable cause to be doing this? I almost feel like going over there and telling Jodie, no, you were right on track. They don't have probable cause. Somebody should be giving them rib shots. She was right. And the more time they get to spend looking, the more chances they might actually find something. And do you think a judge is going to give a about doing what's right and protecting these people's rights? Of course not. Jodie, I think you were right about what you were saying. I don't feel like they got any reasonable excuse to be doing what they're doing. The thing has a paper plate on the back, but it has the kind that it's supposed to have. They're using that bullshit excuse to do what they're doing. Anybody that gives a fuck about their rights in this country would not be okay with this.
Because they probably intimidated them into saying yes.
If they dared to say no, they would have used violence against them. Of course, the sheriff department calls that consent. And even if you do what we say, we might kill you anyways.
Was any of these deputies the ones that beat up Christopher Bailey?
I know Deputy Stewart was there, but he's not named in the lawsuit. If it wasn't for Laura Shark and I showing up, Christopher Bailey would be sitting in prison right now. He would have let him go to prison and not said a word. Just like every single deputy.
He's gonna try and come make nice with you now.
I know, and
It hurts me to say.
Hurts you why? He wears the brown shirt proudly.
I'm not offended that you've got a different view on certain things, but I did think that we had a little bit more of a professional rapport.
Stewart, I respect you, but
And likewise.
all I'm doing here is speech, and I think that's allowed.
And I'm not telling you otherwise.
Okay, I didn't know if...
That's why I think I'm kind of conceding to the fact that we're going to have differences and stuff, even so much as that.
My feelings aren't hurt now, and I hope yours aren't.
Nope.
Okay.
You've got a lot thicker skin than that.
Okay, all right.
But, I get it. You've got your job to do, just as we do ours. It doesn't always line up and agree.
Okay.
We still have our jobs to do.
I get it. Yeah, I'm not trying to step in the way of what you're doing. I just...
Nor am I.
Okay. Okay, good.
I mean, we've known each other long enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry to be yelling in front of your place.
It's alright. What's it on that one?
Just, they pulled these people over for no reason and pulled them all out of the car and they're searching their vehicle. Oh, let's check the oil now. Let me check inside one last time and make sure there's nothing here.
How did they come to think it's okay to be looking in the back of this truck here? And if it is okay, then we need to go through their shit. And somebody needs to speak up against these guys. You know, who? If not us, then who? Who is going to do it? The most important thing to me right now is these people that they pulled over. But ultimately, these people weren't hurting anybody. And they deserve to be where they were going. And that's home. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters to these guys in their uniforms. The only thing that matters to them is that they go home. And they don't ever extend that same concern for any of us. They don't give a fuck if we go home. And there's nobody that could tell me otherwise, because I've been arrested too many times when I've not been ever suspected of a crime. I think this is where we're at now. I think these guys came up with nothing. They came up with nothing. That means they have to let these people go. Do you know how hard that is for them to let these people go right now? After they've been criticized, after they did this in front of our cameras, and they have to just let these people go and admit they were wrong? These guys have all the authority in the world. They could kill us if they want, and it'll be excused and justified. They're released. They didn't do a thing wrong. They were innocent. They don't even get a ticket.
Did they get an apology?
If they had stood up for their rights and said, no, I don't want to get out of the car, the sheriff department would have murdered them. They would have put a bunch of lies on the newspapers, on the news. It would have been their faults. Rosales?
Yeah. Let me start.
Stern, you guys have a good night.
Take care, Daniel.
5 pieces of Thank you. Take care, you guys.
You guys have a wonderful night. Here, and there's Inglewood right there.